Alright, so now we're into game 2 of Warhammer'd. Now, after the loss from last game, I really want to get back into it. Remember, my main goal is to win more than I lose, so starting the tournament with a loss, that's not a good thing. The odd thing is that I got there to my table and there was no opponent, and he didn't come, and I waited 5 minutes and he wasn't coming. I had to check with the TO, and luckily after that he came running in. It must have been a thing where he was out for lunch and coming in after, and so I started going to thing like, oh, how's it going? And what you got in your army? And right away he had to say like, okay, I'm hoping this game's going to be really fast because I got to get back to my dogs and I got to feed them and let them out, all this thing. So okay, sure, we can do this. So all of a sudden, the game where normally I try and keep things, friendly and all that stuff, it's like, all right, let's get to it. Let's get this game done so we can get home. And luckily, the game should be a fast one anyway. Like I said before, there's some games where you have like an attacker and defender, and this is one of those games. So really, what it is, it's kind of a messenger type thing. The defender who gets, their smaller 2,500 point list get these 3 Keslev models, and they're like heroes. They got multiple wounds and all this stuff. They got ward saves. They're not that bad, and you have to get them off my board. And the win scenario is all based off those messengers. It doesn't matter who dies. If I kill all 3, it's a massacre. If he gets at least 2 off, I think it's a massacre win for him. But it's all based off that, really. So that makes for a fast game if I can get in there and kill them, or if he can go and run them off. Now, he's running a beautiful Empire army. This thing was amazing. I loved it. He actually came in second for painting scores. I'm one of the guys that voted for him. I thought it was really cool. Unfortunately, I didn't get to face everything because it was his main smaller list there. But overall, the other way that this works is that I don't start with everything. I go through, I have to roll off and see what's actually going to start on the board. Everything else is going to be starting off and can come in reserves later, but again, you have to roll for it. So that's a way where they're kind of trying to balance it. However, at the same time, he has to deploy everything first. I deploy everything second, so I can go and I can try and counter for this. So should be a fast game, but let's see what happens. Alright, so here you are looking at his army with his display board, and unfortunately this thing didn't really focus too well because it's kind of focusing on the bottom and not the top where it's closer. But you can see how great this army looks like. It's just, the whole package in this display board is just amazing. I mean, it's a thing where, sure, people have other ones where they take the foam and they cut it up. This, I don't know if it was putty or what the hell it was, but it was very detailed and a very cool army. One thing you can see on the far left there is these saber tusks, and I'm not sure what the dragon was, whether it was another sun dragon or not, but either way, yeah, really cool looking army. Alright, so in here on the left side, he's going to be having these pistoliers, which are actually outriders. He even reminded me they were outriders, and I will soon forget. But you'll see here he has a Keslev guy there. Now, one of the rules for him is that he will get a lookout sir from whatever unit it is. It doesn't matter what he stands by, he still gets a lookout sir. I don't know if he misinterpreted the rules, but he didn't join them in the unit. At first, when he's placing his guys, I assumed that's what he was doing, but no, he has them all separate. Here's his middle line. This is actually the one guy he does have with the units. You can see the big, huge unit here of the halberdiers, and in there, that's where he has his main characters. The other Keslev guy on the far left, the detachment, and in there he has also his one mage there. He actually has several mages, I believe. Then big group of great swords. There's another detachment. And over here, you can see that last Keslev guy, Hellblaster, a cannon, his steam tank, and a little unit of crossbowmen. overall, again, there's some rules for some of the terrain. Most of it won't really matter. We can see what I had to start on the board here. So remember, he deployed first, then I went second. Now, my whole goal here is, first of all, to kill that one guy on the left. He should be pretty easy because either I will be able to charge him with the chariot, kill him, or my other idea is I'm going to move my unit into the tower and send out the fanatics. This building here, because this big thing on the left, it's not impassable. This is actually a building. I'll jump in there, release the fanatics, and kill them. If nothing else, I actually got the Lord Death, or sorry, not the Lord Death, the Lord Metal this turn, and I actually got the one that actually let you snipe out guys and kill them. So I'll be able to use that to kill him if nothing else. Now, that brings us to the center. I'm hoping I can just slam the trolls into his face. And again, I don't care how bad the situation is. If I can just kill that one character, that's all I care about. Finally, on the right side, all I care about is shooting that one character. I have all my bolt throwers here. I'm in this larger pattern here, so if he destroys one, it won't do like panic tests to the other. But yeah, I'm just going to shoot him, then try and damage the steam tank so I can't hold up my trolls. And hopefully at some point, if he does get around me somewhere, my reserves will come on and they can help. So one of the things he does, he has a scouting saber tusk. I'm really not that worried. The spear chukkas, they're cheap, they're throwaway, and hopefully I can get in there. And I mean, he can't charge this first turn anyway because he scouted. Over here, I move up with my Wolf Riders here, just to try to get into them, forgetting, of course, that they're Outriders. I thought they were Pistoliers. Like, again, he told me they were Outriders. I just wasn't listening. So after his first turn, it looks like this. He moves up a little bit, but for the most part, not too much. He tries shooting at me, doesn't really take out any of my war machines, gets a spell off on my trolls where I believe they were slower. Yeah, I believe my movement was reduced by 3. So that's not that big of a deal. Again, I'm still trying to kill the other stuff, and then I'll get to the center. Something that was annoying was that my bunker failed. Oh, sorry, no, this will be coming up. Just wait a second. All right, here we are. My first turn, my bunker fails animosity. Now, normally I would keep my level 4 in the Black Orcs to avoid this, but my Black Orcs aren't on. So here we are, and this is a double negative because 1, I won't have a magic phase, which sucks, and 2, I will not be in the building, so I'm not set off to release these fanatics. But whatever. This minute, so I didn't really care that the trolls were slow, because I can't really rush them up anyway, because my bunker's lagging behind. After everything's said and done, I shoot the one Keslev guy, and it panics off his Outriders. His Outriders killed all my Wolf Riders, but hey, now this is all gone, and that's one messenger down. Otherwise, my turn looks like this. And it was ridiculous. I shot everything into that messenger on the right, and he just kept on making his 5+ ward. So he would fail his 4+, look out, sir, from being close to other units. I would wound him, and then just 5+, 5+. What can he do? But either way, one messenger down. He already has a wound on his steam tank, actually from a misfire. But, overall, things aren't going too bad. It's already one down. And I'm in a pretty good position for all the rest. His turn 2, Saber Tusk comes in. Not really overly worried. Actually, my biggest worry here is that I'll overrun into the Doom Diver, but we'll just have to see what happens. Otherwise, here he's going to redirect the trolls, and he also does the Pit of Shades onto me, and that kills a whole rank of trolls. And that really hurts, but again, I don't really care because I still have enough to kill that one Keslev guy. Otherwise, it looks like this. He destroys the one, runs over to the other, and yeah, I mean, actually, there's nothing here to run over to, sorry, because he destroyed it with shooting. So he would have got into it, but it was already dead, so no big deal. Otherwise, he kills off one more troll. He's really not moving up too much. You can see the Keslev guys up here with the steam tank. And now I'm getting a little bit worried because, again, he is getting a lookout, sir. But if I don't kill him, my war machines are quickly dying off. And all of a sudden, this guy can make a mad rush from my side of the board, and he might sneak off, and that would be bad. So on my turn, I am pretty much setting up here. I go into the building so I can actually send these guys out. But for the most part, I'm just trying to squeeze in here and getting ready to try and kill them off. I'm trying to actually kill that mage as well with my death spells, but instead I thought, hey, let's use those, sorry, not death, metal. I use the spells on a Keslev guy, and it's actually going to do a couple of wounds to him. Over here, I actually get some reserves coming in. So the thing with my reserves, they come from all over the place. So that's actually what I was kind of showing as well in the last one, that I have some reinforcements coming in there. Back here, I'll have something to deal with his war machines, where really all I really hope here is that this is going to stop him from killing stuff that's more important. I don't actually care about killing war machines. Victory points don't matter. All that really matters is killing those Keslev guys. So overall, in the end of my turn, looks like this. As I said, I use that metal. It's something like scathing hounds. I don't know. Like I say, I normally have foot of Gork, right? I don't use these other lores. But I did 2 wounds to the one Keslev guy, and I killed the other one on the right. So all of a sudden, he's down 2 guys. The last guy is on 1 wound. I'm feeling great. So on to his turn 3. He now charges into the rock lava. Not too worried. Oh, also, you guys might have noticed that I don't have any savages or black orcs because they decide, we're not needed. Otherwise, over here, he's just trying to really redirect me and stop me from getting in. However, I do see that my chariot has a nice little charge to get into there, so that can be all I need. And then after his turn, really looks like this. He kills just one of my crew there, and I hold, so hurrah. Otherwise, he does another Pit of Shades, kills another bunch of trolls. I actually hoped he'd kill more, because then all of a sudden I could get around his redirectors. And yeah, the steam tank is getting closer, but there's nothing for him to kill. So on my turn, I charge in here with the chariot, do some impact hits to the unit, and then at the end, just direct my attack. And just like that, a big win for the Orcs. So this is one where I can't really claim like military genius, because really he should have had his guys inside the units and they would have been a lot harder to kill. Now, let's say on the one flank there, he actually joined them with the Outriders. Wouldn't have made that big of a difference whether, the Doom Diver goes on and kills him or kills the Outriders and then maybe he failed his panic. It doesn't really matter. In the end, I had all the tools I needed over there to kill that one Keslev guy. Then there's the other guy that was trying to sneak around with the war machines and stuff like that. He probably should have been joined with the actual long swords. Another thing to remember though too, great swords. Another thing to remember too is that even if he puts them there, I can still try and snipe him with the rock lavas, because even though he gets a lookout, sir, it still is just the 4+ or whatever, because it's not the same type, right? He's cav, they're infantry. So we have all that going. The real thing here is just he had to deploy all the stuff. I had to deploy the stuff after, and I could, even though I had not all of my army, because my army's larger than his, it still works out to be relatively close, and then I'm setting up all the counters. Now, I know from some other matchups, it was a thing where like, hey, I'm dwarves, I'm trying to catch these guys, it's not working, whatever. But really for this case, I just felt that not only is a thing where I feel that I'm really good at saying, I don't care about victory points, I know what to do to win this mission. So I felt that this was a good mission for me in that way. It was also a good matchup just with the way the armies were and the way that my opponent didn't put them inside the units. At the kind of the end there too, I was kind of wondering where, like you said, he wanted the game to be over soon, wanted to get out of there. Maybe he left them out on purpose, but I really think it's a thing where he was hoping that he could sneak them by, like maybe on the steam tank side, just, what do I got there? I just got some war machines, so kill them with saber tusk, kill them with cannons, run through, but it just didn't work out that way, right? And on the other side, right, all I had was some fast cav and stuff, right? He'd probably just know the threats of the fanatics and stuff, just shoot them with the outriders and run right through, it's easy, right? So maybe that's what he was thinking. I have no idea. He, of course, ran off to do his dogs and stuff. But there you have it. 1 loss, 1 win, and I'm back at least at 500. So we'll see what happens in Game 3. Bye.